relayed pitch. And if you can't play football on this today, Ian, you can't play on anything, can you?
There's no excuses. Look at the weather as well, Andy. It's perfect, beautiful, no wind, beautiful setting. The pitch is absolutely, I mean, this is as good a Halifax Town pitch as I've seen, and probably as good as anything in the league today.
Pierce to Batty back to Pierce, ball into Boateng and straight down the middle. He knocks the ball and it's in the possession of the Halifax skipper. Sam Johnson rolls it to Jevon Mills, the former Republic of Ireland junior international, and then some cracking running down that left side by Angelo Capello, and reminiscent of the start on Tuesday night that Boreham Wood made, coming forward positively like that, Ian.
Well, they had a go at York City, Boreham Wood. I was very impressed with them during the week, but City got to grips with it pretty much as you said in the pre-match, Andy, that during that first half City got to grips with what Boreham Wood were offering and eventually ground them down and actually ended the game the stronger of the two sides.
Ryan Fallowfield just clearing the ball up to halfway, but rolled off Ollie Pearce's foot, went out for a throw in to Halifax Town in front of the stand on the far side. Good pressure there from Dan Batty that made the Halifax player get that ball away pretty hurriedly, but they come forward and that looks like a foul given against Joe Felix. A foul on Josh Amami, wide out on the left side.
Yeah, Joe Felix is aghast at that. He's almost pleading with the referee, saying, what have you seen?
He is pleading his innocence.
Yeah.
Just looked as though he possibly just did clip him as Amami changed direction, but this free kick is about 7 or 8 metres in from the far touchline, adjacent to the angle of the penalty area. And this is going to pose danger for York City early in this game.
Yeah, good test for the defence first on. Just deal with it. Clear your lines, clear the ball.
Yeah, just lined up about 10 metres out from Harrison Mail's goal. Ball swung in by Mills to the far post, and there was a chance there. Halifax player went up almost unopposed, but the ball skimmed off the top of his head and goes out for the York City goal kick.
Yeah, it was a decent delivery from sort of left to right, quite deep. And he was the big lad, number 5, wasn't it?
It was Sean Hobson, the former Oldham player, and he got too much room, Ian, didn't he? Really?
He did. He's thankfully he's got his header all wrong. But early warning for York City there.
Yep, Harrison Mail clears upfield. Ball threads its way through to Capello. He knocks it up towards halfway, and then a bit of a loose pass from Owen Bray in midfield, but ball cleared by the big man Hobson. Kitchen under pressure, tight to the near touchline. Looks for a route out and goes back to his keeper, Harrison Bale. And then Bray on the ball again. Formerly with the Leeds United Academy. Great cross, and it's a goal. And Halifax are on the board early, and it's Will Harris. And it was a header from around about 6 metres out. But it was the dangerous Owen Bray. He sprinted down to the byline, took on the fullback, got the cross in. And there was Will Harris, Johnny on the spot, to get the goal for FC Halifax Town, and they lead 1-0. And echoes of Tuesday night, Ian.
Pretty similar start, I'm afraid, Andy. That wasn't good defending. Kitchen dealt with the initial danger really well. Laid it back to Harrison Mail. His clearance wasn't brilliant. It's landed straight at Halifax feet in the middle of the path, and it's gone to Bray, who's done superbly well. He's gone from the 18-yard line to almost the goal line, and he's whipped a ball. The ball in's a brilliant cross from Bray, and a great header, great finish. Unfortunately for City, echoes of Tuesday night.
Yeah, Owen Bray, that's the place to cross from if you're going to do it. As a striker, that's all Will Harris will have asked for, isn't it? That ball just coming back Perfect. Onto his head. Just had to be in the right place to deliver the coup de grace and put that ball past Harrison Mail.
He almost didn't have to do anything, the striker. He just hit his head and got in because the ball was that good.
Yep.
The ball in from Bray was perfection, really. City up against it, but as I said the other night, if you're going to go 1-0 down in a match, Andy, it's better off doing it in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, it certainly is. Long ball delivered downfield towards Ollie Pearce, cut out by Hobson, but at the expense of a corner. And York City with an opportunity to strike back early.
Yeah, well, this would be the perfect time to strike back. There's a long way, a lot of football to be played in this match, as we can remember from the last season, Andy. A lot of football to be done, but disappointing from York City's point of view to again go down to an early goal. Stuart Maynard will not be happy with that, and certainly won't want it to become a pattern.
Familiar sight of Alex Hunt delivering the ball from the corner on the right side to the far post, headed back in by Ryan Fallowfield. Ball might drop for Kitchen, flicks it back. There's a huddle of players on the 6-yard box, and then Dan Batty has a left-footed lash at the ball as it's cleared to the edge of the box, and it's high and handsome over the bar into the ranks of the Halifax fans, massed away behind Sam Johnson's goal. But there was just a glimmer of a chance when that ball fell. It looked like Ollie Pearce that was trying to get a foot on it, Ian Dunn.
Yeah, it was. Ollie Pearce, it was like a pinball, wasn't it? Just bouncing around, but it never really sat up for any City player other than Dan Batty on his left foot, unfortunately.
Capello again, he's puts the ball in. Harris, great save at his near post by Harrison Mail, got down quickly, but Harris from the cross, and once more that run to the byline, this time on the left side by Angelo Capello, the Belize international, and they're causing City real problems out wide at the moment of this FC Halifax town side.
Yeah, it's not been a good start for City from a defensive point of view. I'm not blaming the defence, it's the way Halifax are set up. They're set up to attack York City. They're getting in behind our wing backs, and they are causing big problems, Andy. And this is rocky moments for York City right now. They need to defend like their lives depend on it, because I would not like to go 2-0 down against this team, I tell you.
So here comes the corner, delivered from the left side out to the edge of the box to Owen Bray in the 17 shirt, but referee
spotted something in the box.
Yeah, certainly has, as Richard Aspinall has awarded York City a free kick. Must have been for possibly a pull of the shirt. So City back in possession. Hunt and Kitchen all a bit tight.
Yeah.
They have to go back to Harris Mail again. He delivers upfield, but Hobson beats Pearce to the ball on halfway. And once more they get the ball out to Bray. Once more he knocks the cross in. Cut out this time. Dan Batty working hard.
And kudos to you, Andy. You called it a little bit before the game about Bray being a problem down the right hand side, and certainly played well last week, I think you said.
Yeah, what I saw the game, Halifax's game against Truro last week, I thought he looked a good player.
Yeah, well, he's caused City.
It's almost as if Adam Lakeland, the Halifax manager, has had a look at that game on Tuesday night, because they've started in a very, very similar manner to Boreham Wood.
Yeah, just trying to get the ball in behind City's fullback, sort of wing backs, if you like, in between that third centre half and the fullback. They're finding spaces. Bray's finding spaces. The left winger, he's finding spaces. The City got work to do here, Andy.
Yeah, Gray and Felix combining. Felix out wide, tries to go back to Gray. And strong work there by Turner Cook, the Halifax midfielder, just put his shoulder into Joe Gray to prevent the City player getting onto that return pass from Joe Felix.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully it is early days. To go, you don't want to go a goal behind, but it gives City plenty of time to get back in. What they mustn't do, I think we mentioned the other night on commentary as well, and is don't go gung-ho just yet. Don't put yourselves out of the game. Hang on in there, hang on the curtails, and see what happens, because the longer it's 1-0, obviously, the more chance you've got of getting back in the game. If it goes 2-0 down, City will be really up against it. So they've got to be sensible here.
Bit of fascinating first 10 minutes.
It has.
Capello again out on that left side. This time has to go back, and they recycle in their own half of the field. Hobson, ball out to Latty Fairweather, loose control by the former York City player, picked up by Aaron Boateng. Hunt into Batty. Nice little interchange of passes. They go back to Ryan Fallowfield. He makes ground into the Halifax half of the field, goes wide out to Joe Felix on the right side, recycled again back to Batty on halfway, looks for the crossfield pass towards Alex Newby, but Latty Fairweather, the tall defender, gets there first. Ball delivered down the line, and Alex Hunt's not going to get away with that one as he drags the Halifax player Hamami to the ground. And a free kick to FC Halifax Town. 1-0.
Yeah.
We have had around about 10 minutes. Trying to remember where the clock and scoreboard are at Halifax, and I've not found it yet, Ian.
I think you'll be looking all day, Andy, to be honest.
So yeah, just about 10 minutes gone, and 1-0 to FC Halifax Town. That goal after 4 minutes, crossed by Owen Bray, headed in from 6 metres out by Will Harris. His 4th goal of the season for Halifax. And then Boateng just trying to knock the ball back into Newby, but he sort of had to lash a foot at it. Ball went out, and Bray gets the ball out wide again, tight to the right touchline. Newby trying to police him in there. Batty Fairweather there to support, then tries to thread the ball past Mark Kitchen, but ball rebounds off the City player's knees, goes out for the Halifax throw. Batty Fairweather looking for an option, goes short to Amami. He finds a good ball and finds Bray.
Yeah, he's a tricky winger. Bray's got good footwork, quick
It's going to cause some problems.
He is.
And then City concede another free kick, and this time it's Boateng through the back of Will Hugill, the Halifax centre midfield player. Will Hugill was the under-21 skipper at Burnley.
Yeah, there's a few players have come from so-called bigger clubs, isn't there, in the Halifax ranks?
Yeah, good pedigree and a decent side they've put together under Adam Lakeland.
They have.
Cross knocked in by Jevon Mills, but that one's meat and drink for Harrison Mail. Pulls the ball out of the air. Goes to Ryan Fallowfield, poked down the right side. Joe Felix beaten to it by Capello, and then the ball just rattles off Joe Felix's instep.
Yeah, you could see City trying to move quickly there, but it never looked in control. Harrison's throw out was a bobbler. Then I think was it Fallowfield to Felix was a bobbler, and Halifax get the throw in. And City just got together, get the composure back, get on the ball, try and make Halifax work hard to get it back.
Halifax with a throw in, 10 into the City half of the field. You're listening to BBC Radio York, FM and online. Ball's out for another throw in, and it is Capello with the ball in hand. Dual international Capello. He's played for both Belize and Honduras, and then they get the ball free on the edge of the box, but it just rolls off the toes of Jay Turner-Cook. Gray, Felix, a little bit of a shimmy, but it couldn't take him past Hamami, who takes the ball off him, and Halifax come forward again, and this time a little bit too optimistic, that ball, and Alex Hunt collects the ball in his own penalty area, moves the ball out. Felix back to Hunt again, and the former Grimsby player just trying to settle things down as the visitors try and settle into this game, Ian Dunn.
I think you're right, Andy. The message maybe he's got on to the lads. Hey, you're the away team. Try and take the sting out of Halifax's attacking play at the moment. Get on the ball. Try and keep it a little bit better.
Ollie Pearce promotes the ball forward, and it went through Jevon Mills, and possibly if Joe Gray had anticipated and continued his run, he might have been in the right spot there, but he'd put the brakes on, and Halifax back in possession. Batty Fairweather tries to make ground down the right side, but Mark Kitchen comes across, makes an effective challenge and wins the throw-in. Batty, City looking to build from the back, trailing 1-0 at the moment.
Yeah, just looking at you, Batty's on the ball, he's keeping it well as he usually does. Callum Howard trying to keep that ball, City here. Maybe just need a little bit more movement up front if they're going to actually, break out from the back.
Your analysis of that midfield was absolutely spot on, Ian. That Batty and Hunt are occupying that deep centre midfield position, and Hiram Boateng playing up in front of them, trying to run into space.
Yeah, they need to try and get him on the ball as well. Try and get him beyond the strikers almost. So he's making them runs, but can we get the delivery right?
Newby working his way back in field from the left touchline. Hunt spreads it across the field, absolutely fires a ball at Ryan Fallowfield that he controlled with a bit of difficulty.
Oh, the tester. That's what you call a tester, Andy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll whip this in at you. Control it.
He obviously knows there's no bobbles on this pitch.
Yeah.
Here's Gray just on the edge of the box. Chance for Alex Hunt, but straight at Sam Johnson.
It's half a chance for Alex Hunt, you know that.
23 metres out, tried to pick his spot, I think, really, rather than just lash at the ball, but
it just sat up nicely, didn't it? For a moment I'm thinking we're in for an Alex Hunt special, because he can hit the ball, Andy, as you know.
And Dan Batty having to do a bit of tidying up. City go back.
It looks lovely out on the pitch, Andy, doesn't it? Sunny.
Does
bright.
When that sun's out.
Yeah, and it feels like 2 degrees in here. I think they've got the aircon in this stand.
If you've ever been at the Shea and sat in the main stand, there's an unfinished bit on the left-hand end of the wind whistles through there.
Oh.
So, we could do with a bit of that sunshine up here, Ian Dunn. Yeah, absolutely true. Ryan Fallowfield. City still just moving the ball around in their own half of the field. Back to Harrison Mail. Then Dan Batty in the sort of left-back position at the moment.
Yeah, he's going to float around, try and get on the ball. You can see what City are trying to do. Halifax are just negating it at the moment. They're sitting off City, letting them pass the ball around. It's up to City to break this defence down now at 1-0 down.
Yeah, they look solid in defence to Halifax.
Well
good formation, well held. Kitchen and City have to go back again. Callum Howe into Harris Mail just outside his box, goes to Fallowfield out wide to Joe Felix. Felix finds Alex Hunt. City still in their own half. Dan Batty a little bit more promising now. They go for Ollie Pearce, but cut out by the head of Hobson. And then a challenge between Boateng and Hugh Gill, and Halifax come off best.
Halifax just in moments, and he's just that little bit sharper. When the ball's bobbing around and no one's got under control, it seems to be them that come out with it. So they're sort of winning the second balls a little bit, I wouldn't say too easy, but they're winning the majority of the second balls, and that's something City need to sharpen up on.
Yeah, they certainly only seem to engage Halifax when that ball comes over the halfway line, but once they do, they snap into it, and City not having a lot of time at the moment on the ball.
Exactly.
Once more, back with Callum Howe. Dan Batty in the centre circle, goes to Kitchen, left side, out to Newby, tight to this near touchline. Newby again with 2 policing him. Latty Fairweather forces him in field, and Owen Bray tracks him. Fallowfield, that's a nice ball. Lovely ball into Gray. Gray on the edge of the box, on his left foot, shoots just over the bar, and that's the best we've seen of York City in this game up to now. And it was that lovely ball poked forward. Ryan Fallowfield, I think it was, that delivered it in, and Joe Gray proving tricky, but that left foot just over the bar, Ian. Yeah,
the left foot just let him down. He's got a trusty left foot as well, and his footwork was fantastic there to get in the position. Lovely ball from, I think you're right, I think it was Fallowfield. And Joe Gray, that's a chance. That is a chance. He's inside the box, just hit the target, and he's got under the ball, unfortunately, with his left foot. But better signs for York City from an attacking point of view.
Yeah, good work by City. Yeah, and they seek to try and open up Halifax again.
Finding gaps.
Ball prodded forward by Alex Hunt towards Ollie Pearce, but Latty Fairweather tidies up, and then some tidy work by Bray again on this right touchline. But City pick up possession again. Batty. And they're just starting to find their feet in this game, Ian.
Yeah, they really are. You can just feel there's a little change of tides here. And it's York City who have been certainly the better of the 2 teams in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, disappointing there. Two City players allowing Capello to win the ball when really it looked as though it should have been City who ended up with possession. And they have to start again once more from the back. Ryan Fallowfield, 10 short of halfway, goes back to Batty.
Yeah, I think they've got over the shock of conceding early on. City's certainly been the more dominant of the 2 sides at the moment. They're keeping the ball well, they're making Halifax work hard, and they've actually got in behind Halifax defence a couple of times there. Joe Gray, really good chance. You just feel this game's heating up right now.
20 minutes gone, just about. 1-0 to FC Halifax Town. Now ball, chance for the cross for Joe Felix. Crosses against Capello, who tracked back well. Then prods the ball in, tries to get Gray free in the area. Oh, it's a poor clearance. Chance for Alex Hunt on the right edge of the box and shoots wide of the post. And there was an error there by the Halifax defence that presented the chance for Alex Hunt. Didn't really catch hold of it, Ian.
No, he scuffed it. It's on his left foot, he scuffed it. But do you know what? I'm quite glad he took it on. Me and David were talking the other night about when you're around that 18-yard box, Andy, and you see the whites of the goals and there's no one on you, don't look wide, have a shot. So I don't mind Alex Hunt having a pop there. He's got it wrong, but very brave to take it on, I'll say, because in the modern game we tend to keep the ball, push it wide and try and get the cross in. If you see that goal, have a go.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and I was sat in the crowd on Tuesday night. The number of times I shouted shoot at City players,
absolutely,
during the game was unreal.
In good positions, you think, just has that gone out
just
of
put
the
your
game?
foot through it.
Yeah, put your foot through and see what happens. And if it goes wide, it goes wide. But if you don't buy a ticket, you'll never win that raffle. So,
absolutely so. Dan Batty, City halfway into the Halifax half of the field. Ball goes out wide. Fallowfield tries to thread a ball in, cut out by Halifax defender Jevon Mills it was who cut it out, and then a long crossfield ball into Harris, the goal scorer. Callum Howe tracks across. Bray again on the edge, right edge of the City box, and eventually ends up losing 10-15 metres and losing the ball as well. Disappointed one or two of his colleagues weren't there to help out a little bit more, but Pierce to Felix wide on the right with a bit of space. Capello just trying to hold him up. Great overlapping run by Ryan Fallowfield. Gets the cross in. Cut away by Hugh Gill. Only as far as Felix again. And then a ball delivered behind Alex Hunt, who looked at it with the disdain it deserved.
Yeah.
And tidied up by Mark Kitchen.
Yeah, he was not happy there, Alex Hunt. It seemed easier to get the pass from Joe Felix into feet, and Joe Felix just put a little bit too much on it.
It was an absolute look of disgust.
Yeah, yeah. Why would you do that to me? Yeah. City kept it, thankfully. They're playing well, City.
Good well. Pressure at the moment. Good pressure. Callum Howe to Kitchen. Ball coming left. Alex Newby, 5 in from the near touchline. Looks to take Bray on. Just turns, twists, and goes back to Kitchen. Boateng gets himself involved. But then City have to go back. Good picking up again by this Halifax defence. Batty centre field. Goes right side. Felix against Capello again. That's going to be a contest all day, I feel. Ball knocked in by Hunt. Chance there. Boateng realised the ball was just going to drift over his head. For a second it looked as though Aaron Boateng might be just in the right spot. But then Alex Newby loses the ball. Picked up by Bray, but good covering by Alex Hunt to whip the ball off his toe, knock it out for the throw-in. Not too much damage done. Yeah,
I worried about Alex Newby there. His first touch was bad, and he overstretched almost to sort of compensate, and he got up a little bit.
He's just flexing that
gingerly there, yeah.
Left hamstring.
Yeah.
Latif Fairweather with the throw in for Halifax. 1-0. FC Halifax Town lead at the moment. 9th in the table. City 6th, of course. Ollie Pierce on the left side. Another misdirected pass from Halifax that's put York back in possession. The Minster men come forward. Felix out wide, a ballooning cross this time to the far post. Is Newby going to keep it in?
He's done very well there.
Yeah, he did keep the ball in, Alex Newby. Yeah. Sadly couldn't keep control of the ball though. Howe and Harris. Good control by the Halifax front man. Control the ball on his chest. Well regarded by the Halifax fans, and now he's found Bray in space down that right side again. Great chase back by Dan Batty to cut the cross out.
Yeah, he did well there, Dan Batty, really well.
And it may well have ricocheted back off Owen Bray, so it was an even better tackle by Dan Batty.
Yeah.
Goal kick to City.
We needed him there because Owen Bray, he's causing problems when he gets the ball, and he got into that very similar position for the goal actually. And Dan Batty has managed to get his body in between ball and goal.
He had an ocean of space up that right side that time, Ian. You could have got a fleet of buses down there.
Yeah, it's the concern a little bit from the other night as well. If the opposing team finds that gap in between our third centre half and the wing back, which is what they're doing, he's got acres. He's got acres of space. It's how we're set up, and when you're attacking, it's great. But we've just got to have an eye out for when they get their wide players into those positions.
It was a lovely bit of work by Will Harris, the centre forward, because he picked that ball up on the right side, worked his way back in field and created all that space for Bray.
Yeah, good football.
City coming forward again. Out wide on the right side, Gray puts the cross in, but Ali Pearce had just overrun it, and Hobson put the big right boot through it to clear for Halifax. And then Newby intercepts the pass of Lati Fairweather.
Yeah, City mustn't get frustrated here, Andy, because they're actually playing very well. They're doing all right. They're not quite creating a clear-cut chances, but some of the possession football, the intent in attacking has looked decent at times.
I think it's a real 50-50 game at the moment. It's
Absolutely.
just the fact that Halifax got that early goal here.
Yeah, totally agree. And they're a dangerous team.
And they come forward again through Cook and Amami. Capello, left side, faced up by Joe Felix. Felix prods his right boot into the tackle. And the ball goes out for the Halifax throw. Still 1-0 here at the Shea in the National League. Of course, our commentary's on Harrogate and Scarborough coming up later on this afternoon. This early start today for the Yorkshire Derby. Ball ricochets off a couple of players there and goes out for a York City goal kick. Quickly taken by Harrison Mail. And the ever-present Hunt just at the edge of the 18 picks the ball up under pressure from Amami. Has to get rid of it pretty quickly into Callum Howe. Back to Mail again. And Fallowfield as City just dwell on the ball at the moment, look for options forward. Ryan Fallowfield indicating there aren't many options forward, Ian Dunn.
This is the thing when teams
there's a bit of frustration there.
When the teams know we like to play it out from the back, so they're almost set up as a formation that's just designed to slow you down.
Quick ball from Newby, almost released Boateng, but Hobson was alive to it.
Yeah. And this is what York have got to be patient with. Teams like Halifax, and rightly so, they're 1-0 up. They can afford to sit off a bit. So York have got to pick their attacks, pick them at the right times, and hopefully get some success. They nearly did there. Is it Hiram Boateng?
He has an chance here for Boateng. Now finds a bit of space, and then the ball ran away from him, out of his control, and Hobson was able to get a challenging ball ricocheted into Sam Johnson, the Halifax keeper, but just poor control, Ian.
You're right, it's just not quite bouncing for them. Some of the players at some of the times, and especially at crux moments like there where Boateng, if he gets his touch right, he's almost in one-on-one.
That's a good battle there, Callum Howe and Will Harris.
Yeah, it is.
Very good battle.
Yeah, there's good little battles all over the pitch. Yeah, I'm guessing if you're like an unbiased viewer, there's loads of little battles going on out there. And it's good to see, because you can, from up here, you can see tactically who's trying to do what. And you look at Howe versus Harris. You got Boateng and Lati Fairweather out on this left-hand side. Joe Felix out on the right-hand side, up against his marker.
Jay Turner Cook, the former Newcastle player who was mentioned to us before the game, to keep an eye on a nice bit of quality work there on the right side, but eventually just losing control as he tried to prompt Halifax forward. Pearce turns past Hugill, but again, just ball running away from him, and Halifax alive to it. City back in possession again. Pearce feeds Newby on the left side. Newby taking players on, but faced by 4 Halifax defenders. Finds Gray, ball out on the right side. Joe Felix Fallowfield on the overlap. Felix delivers a ball and a chance, and it was Joe Gray, and he just got his legs in the wrong order, I think, just outside the 6-yard box. Tried to stand on his left leg and swing his right, and ended up tying himself in a knot, I think.
It was brilliant play from City. Again, down that right hand side, there's a lot of joy with Fallowfield threatening to run past Joe Felix. On this occasion, Felix didn't take the option and put a lovely cross in, and to be honest, that's a massive chance. That is a massive chance. If he gets his feet right, it's in the back of the net.
Yep. Yeah, it was just feet all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Capello slips on the ball, presents the ball on the plate for Joe Felix. Joe Felix on the right side, goes deep, and then returns the ball to Fallowfield. Cross, Sam Johnson, the Halifax keeper, spilt it, but there was nobody there for City. Ollie Pearce had gone far post and had overrun the ball somewhat.
Yeah, that's a bit of a... Yeah. If I'm a striker, I know it's only maybe clutching at straws, but their keeper, to drop that like that, I'd be keeping an eye on and get testing him. Put the ball under the goal.
Hobson drills the ball up the middle. A big shout of handball from the York City fans there as it was controlled by Jamie Cook. Jamie Cook, the former Colne Fleetwood player, scored a winning goal at Wembley in his career as well. Not too many players can say that.
No, that's one heck of an achievement. You can never take that away from somebody.
Felix to Gray, hooking up again down that right side. Gray, nice little jink inside, gets the ball back to Hunt, pokes the ball forward, another chance for Hunt! What a save by Sam Johnson. Stunning left-handed save down by the post.
How's it not a corner?
Yeah, I think possibly the referee's given there's an offence in there, possibly an offside or an illegal challenge.
I think the shot from Hunt, I might be wrong here, Andy, the shot from Hunt I think has hit the outside of the net and the keeper's hand.
Right.
I might be wrong.
Right.
He definitely got a hand to it, so you suggest it'd be a corner, but I'm guessing the ball was already out of play when he's made the save.
Well, Alex Hunt going very, very close. Second attempt from the edge of the box.
Good again. Oh, good football from City. Really good football. They're knocking on the door, Andy. They really are.
Yeah, Alex Hunt. Main crediting Sam Johnson with a great save when possibly he didn't need to make one. Kitchen to Newby on halfway.
Again, I mean, it's a good chance for Hunt. You know, it's if he hasn't hit the target there, he might be kicking himself a little bit. But I think he's hit the ball and it's gone the other side of the post, and the keeper's hand has gone almost through the net.
Yep.
So it looked like a save. Maybe he'll claim that.
Kitchen to Newby, left side of the attack. Kitchen continues his run down into the left corner. Hugill goes across, but he gets across in. Big chance for City. Two chances. The Felix blasts over the bar.
It's a corner. It's got to be a corner.
It's been no, referee's given a goal kick.
It's a corner. It's a definite corner.
There were two chances there. Initially Ollie Pearce, who came to the near post, then Joe Gray. The ball ran away from Joe Gray, a block I think, and then Joe Felix blasted the ball at the target, and referee Richard Aspinall thinks that there was nothing in the way of a deflection, whereas most other people in the ground think differently, including Ian Dunn at the side of me.
I mean, all the Halifax Town fans are looking around saying it was a corner, so it's definitely a corner. How York City didn't score there, Andy, I will never know. That is a huge chance again.
Great ball from Mark Kitchen.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic ball from Mark Kitchen, and City are going to be kicking themselves here. They've got to take one of these chances. Here's
Bray on the right side, the attack for Halifax, swings the ball in. Good header by Ryan Fallowfield, and manages not to put the ball out for the corner as well. It's just a throw in for Halifax, but Bray again on that right side. And then Amami muscled out of the ball by Dan Batty. Good work by Batty. And a threaded ball from Alex Newby that just about found its target, Joe Felix.
That is the word, Andy. It was threaded, almost like it threw a needle.
Joe Gray puts the cross in, cannons off the Halifax defender Jevon Mills. And inevitably a free kick. Little push in the back from Alex Hunt. Halifax get the free kick about 30 from their own goal.
Yeah, it's so important. I think I mentioned it earlier, Andy, that City don't get impatient because they're playing well. It feels like there's a goal on its way. That should have. I mean, how it's nil, I have no idea. York City have had some half chances, but they've also in the last 5 or 10 minutes had some really good chances that they haven't taken. So they can be happy with what they've done. They've got to keep it tight at the back and just got to remain patient. Keep making these chances. Keep playing the football they're playing, because it is causing Halifax problems. But Halifax are a decent team as well, and so you're going to have to be so careful at the back not to make any mistakes.
Yeah, on our very imprecise timing, we reckon we're around about 10 minutes to the break. And at the moment, Hiram Boateng's trying to do some tidying up in the City half of the field. Analysing that cross from Mark Kitchen, if Ollie Pearce had got a head on it, I mean, it was an air header, wasn't it? He got absolutely nothing on it.
Yeah, he'll be annoyed with himself, Ollie Pearce, because that's a big chance for him. And then afterwards, I think there's 2 other chances.
Here comes City again. Great ball into Newby. A great challenge. Fabulous challenge by Sean Hobson. That forces the ball out for a corner as Newby was just about to pull the trigger and just to the right of the penalty spot.
It's brilliant attacking football from York City, but it's even better defending from the Halifax player. He's tracked the run of Newby and done what good defenders do. He's got in between the ball and the goal, and he stopped what would almost certainly have been a goal from Alex Newby there.
Yep. Yeah, great work by the big defender.
Yep.
So, corner to City. Alex Hunt just rolls one into Boateng at the near post, and then he returned the ball to an offside.
They've worked on that,
City player.
And they've got it wrong.
Yeah, I think it was actually Newby with the corner, not Alex Hunt.
Yes, I think you're right, Andy. It was Newby. Yeah, City, they're doing okay. They must remain tight at the back, though. So important.
Just frustrating little errors like that. They're just not being aware of the offside problem there. Batty again in strongly. It's working hard, is Dan Batty in there. He's winning a lot of ball for City, and he's making his presence felt.
He really is. Dan Batty has been superb again. He's all over the pitch. He very rarely gives the ball away. He's got that art, that technique of fine. Oh, what a ball!
Oh, he's found Felix. What a ball over the fullback. Joe Felix on the right side of the penalty area, but once more that man Hobson, the former Oldham player, was across to cut the ball out.
Great defender. That was almost the opposite of commentator's curse, wasn't it? Building Dan Batty up, and then he plucks out a 30-yarder right to Joe.
Stunning ball over the top that took Capello completely out of the game. Here's Gray, right edge of the box, tries to milk the penalty, and he might well get a booking here for simulation. Joe Gray.
Yeah, he's not covered himself in glory there, I'm afraid. Joe Gray, he's beat his man. He's maybe seen the tackle coming and jumped, basically.
I like the way Joe Gray kept his back turned to referee Richard Aspinall, because he knew what was coming, couldn't see his number. I had to get hold of him and turn him round.
Yeah.
But just flicked the ball past the Halifax player, realised he wasn't going to get there, and took his own legs from under himself. And so a booking for Joe Gray.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Simulation.
Yeah. But it's so important to keep it tight at the back. But some of the attacking play again, Andy, is very similar to the other night, where they're almost cutting through the opposition at times, and Halifax have needed to defend well, and but unfortunately York, they have.
Still 1-0 to FC Halifax Town here at the Sheikh in the National League early kick-off.
Batty again.
Lovely cross-field ball from Batty that finds Ollie Pearce. Good running from Pearce as well. Hobson comes across just to try and block him. Ball into the edge of the box, rolls off Bray's foot, and just for a second you had to look to see who might get on the end of it, but it was a blue shirt. Halifax have come away, and that continuing battle between Harris and Howe is won by Callum Howe again. Good work by the big defender. Good serving at Solihull in his time there, and just as good a servant at York City. Kitchen wide on the left, ball flicked forward. Newby, can he get the cross in before the ball runs dead? He does, and then Will Hugill tracking back for Halifax collides with one of the photographers. A little exchange of apologies, and neither worse for wear.
Yeah, do you know, Kitchen gave Newby a lot to do there. Newby's done very well. Also, a certain element of bravery, because he's slid off the pitch. I think that was like concrete at the back. I might be wrong, Andy, but he's feeling his knee there.
Maybe a bit of the old speedway track here.
Yes, yeah. There's been a few falls there, I'd imagine.
It is Alex Hunt with the corner this time, and they go short again. Ollie Pearce comes to meet him, then just pushes the ball in, but just an able opportunity for Halifax to clear, and then a shot from Joe Gray that goes wide of Sam Johnson's right hand post.
Bit snatchy there, and you can see the corner. Hunt into Pearce's feet, Pearce back to Hunt. Hunt was clearly under instruction to put the ball in low, but there was no runner. It ended up being a poor looking corner, and I'm not sure it was Alex Hunt's fault.
Yeah, and we can't have too much of a go at Joe Gray, because you can't say shoot and then
exactly.
take him to task when he does.
Exactly, yeah. No, you're 100% right.
Newby goes past Latty Fairweather, still threading his way in field. Pearce, nice flick pass to Mark Kitchen, great tackle by Hobson.
Ollie Pearce could have had a touch there, you know, and I think that's what Kitchen's telling him. It was too quick. It was too quick a move. But again, Sean Hobson is defending like an absolute stallion at the moment.
It's been a man mountain.
He really has.
He really has in this first half. My early impressions of him was he was a bit of an avid man, just bang the ball downfield, but his awareness and his speed to the ball.
Yeah, and bravery. Yeah, and bravery. He's having a heck of a game, Sean Hobson. Again, I don't want to speak too soon, Andy. I'm watching York City obviously intently. We're playing like a team that fully believes that they can get back in this match. You know, in recent years we've hoped. This feels like a team that really believe in itself, because the football they're playing at times, certainly from an attacking point of view, has been again superb. Yeah,
there's certainly been plenty of positivity since Halifax got that early goal. That was a good cross from Latty Fairweather to the far post. Joe Felix just easing the ball out for a corner off his knee, and he needed to, because he'd Halifax players coming in behind him.
Another little reminder there that Halifax, whilst I'm sort of saying how well York City are playing, Halifax are a good team as well, especially on the break, and they are causing City problems.
Yeah, we've not seen too much of them as an attacking force in the last 15 minutes. It's been all City with the press, but Halifax now with the opportunity, and Jay Turner-Cook going to try and deliver this ball in. Player who had some time up at in the Scottish League at St Johnstone. Ball comes back to Capello on the edge of the box. Joe Felix buzzing around between the two of them. Still buzzing around between the two of them as they exchange passes again. Capello out wide, crossing from Turner-Cook. Joe Gray, a little bit of loose control, and Halifax gain possession again. Bray goes right side to Hamami in the 8 shirt, looks for the cross, blocked. Newby with the block. Halifax still in possession. Latty Fairweather lumps the ball into the box, drops between Harris and Howe. Hunt tidies up. Joe Felix comes forward, still 1-0 to FC Halifax Town. That goal by Will Harris on just 4 minutes from the cross of Owen Bray. But City are certainly playing a big part in this game, and they've had opportunities to have tied the score up. Gray again, Gray to Felix, right side the box, low cross, and the ball cannons off Mark Kitchen, back in the same direction it came from.
That's a huge chance,
and a break now for Halifax. Harris against Howe. Batty gets back there, chance for Hamami, great save, but the follow-up is wide. Brilliant save by Harrison Mail from Hamami's angled shot from the right side, trying to push it just inside Harrison Mail's right-hand post, and the City goalkeeper got down, and the follow-up blasted wide by Halifax. And you're right, they're still a real danger, and that break causing City problems. Ian Dunn.
Yeah, so much to unpick there. I mean, Harrison Mail, what a save, what a fantastic save when his team needed him. But go back to 20 seconds Andy, we missed an open goal again. I think it's Mark Kitchen this time.
Yeah.
Very similar to Halifax's goal, where the striker puts it straight in the back of the net. The ball was whipped in, and Mark Kitchen just couldn't get his feet right again. He's ended up. I think the ball's ended up going the opposite way. But then, within 10 seconds, Halifax are on the break and doing what they do well, and almost scoring against City. But like I say, Harrison Mail coming up trumps.
Really, from the ball, as Harrison Mail parried it away. Really, Jamie Cook ought to have hit the target, but thankfully for York, he didn't. It
would have been so unfair. I know I'm fairly biased.
City again in the box. Hunt just eased off the ball and not really strong enough there. It was Hamami coming in behind him, and the Halifax midfield player just again too strong for Alex Hunt and easing him off the ball. Just going back to that Mark Kitchen effort, it was a 50 pence contact, wasn't it? He had to come off at the right angle and it came off at the wrong one.
Yeah, it was a lovely bit of play from York City again. Got to reiterate, the attacking play is fantastic, but listen, it's 1-0. There's still a lot of football to be played. Do not get caught out, and we're throwing everything at it, and unfortunately Mark Kitchen misses that chance. Callum Howe's left on his own, 1-on-1 versus Will Harris, and Halifax nearly score again, which it would have been so unjust on the balance of play for me. So York City, it's got to be clever at both ends.
Newby cuts in, shoots.
Oh, here we go.
Lost chance here for City, and it's Ollie Pearce. But there is a flag up for offside, and I think it possibly Mark Kitchen is the one who's been pulled for offside. He picked up the pieces when Sam Johnson, the Halifax player, spilled Alex Newby's shot and put the cross in for Ollie Pearce to knock the ball into the net, but it's been ruled out by the linesman's flag. Pick that one apart, Ian Dunn.
I don't know where to start, to be honest. Do you know what? I'd love to see it again, because
me too.
You know, who was offside and at what phase of play was the offside? Because Mark Kitchen's ball across to Ollie Pearce wasn't a forward pass. It might have been a straight pass, but it looked a little bit like it was coming back to Ollie Pearce to put it in the back of the net. Very rarely do they get pulled offside, unless there was an offside in the build-up to that move. We'll find out later on video.
I think it was possibly Mark Kitchen who drifted ahead of the play when Alex Newby put his shots in. City pressing again.
So not Pearce, Kitchen.
I can't say how Ollie Pearce could have been offside, but there you go. Batty, City pressing. Hunt swings the ball in, but that is half time. And on reflection, you look back at that first half, the scoreline says FC Halifax Town 1, York City 0. But it could well have been the other way, and certainly City have had their chances.
They have. I mean, you know, we mustn't discount the fact that Halifax have had chances on the break. They've caused problems. But some of York's football there, the first half there, Andy, I'm not, you know, I'd go into that half time with confidence that this team will get back into this match. They should be. Let's be brutally honest. If they take all the chances, the three, you know, if both teams take all the chances, it's 5-3 to York.
Yeah.
You know, that's the, you know, if we're being as fair as possible, because Halifax have had chances as well, but City have had some really good moments in that half.
Well, I mean, I look at my notes down here, Ian, and I've got far more notes in the City column than I have the Halifax column, which, just shows the amount of opportunities City have had. But again, somewhat like Tuesday night, that ball, they just can't get it in the net, from those chances they're creating. Yeah, they've just got to believe they can perform like that in the second half. Don't get too impatient. There's a lot of football, as evidenced by the last time we were here. You know, it doesn't. You don't need to score them all in the first 10 minutes, lads. Be patient. The football you're playing has been superb, and trust yourselves. Trust yourselves to get back into this match, because there'll be more chances here. But you've got to be careful at the back. You can't. We mustn't be the team to concede next, because this will give Halifax an awful lot of a boost, and City probably get a bit of a kick in the teeth if that happens. So they don't deserve to be losing this match, Andy, for me. But they've got two things to be careful going into the second half: be bright at the back and be a bit sharper up front. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, Halifax, they're winning the game 1-0. They can try and hit City on the break if they can suck the pressure up. But the evidence of that first half says that eventually City are going to get that ball in the net. It feels that way. It does. It feels that way. York City are doing all they can to try and get back in this match, and as long as they're sensible at the back, I fully believe that they can do. Chances will come, and this team have got the ability to take them. Very quickly through the action of the first half, Halifax were on the board after just 4 minutes, and it was a poor clearance from Ollie Mail, and the Ollie Bray's cross from the byline was converted by Will Harris, heading in from just 6 metres out. Harrison Mail then had another save to make on 7 minutes as Halifax started very, very well, pressed well down that left-hand side, but to their credit, City worked their way into the game, and they certainly had their chances. We had Joe Gray has had a couple of really good chances. Ollie Pearce from across, and if he'd got absolutely anything on the header, the ball would have ended up in the net. We've had a couple of shots that have gone close from Alex Hunt, and then just close to half-time there, Alex Newby. The City fans thought their side had scored. Mark Kitchen picked up the pieces when Sam Johnston spilled Alex Newby's shot and crossed the ball into the centre. Ollie Pearce knocked it in, but sadly we all looked up and saw the linesman's flag raised heavenwards, and to chalk that one off. So there we are. It's been a fabulous watch in this first half. It's been thoroughly entertaining, but City still trail by that 1-0 at half-time. FC Halifax Town 1, York City 0.
The 1,000-mile challenge for BBC Children in Need.
We're in training as we join radio stations across the country to attempt to walk 1,000 miles three-legged.
We'll be joined by people from across North Yorkshire as we do laps of York's designer outlet.
Our team's attempting 25 miles of three-legged walking in 2 days on the 4th and 5th of November.
And if you'd like to support our efforts, just head to bbc.co.uk/walk, or you can donate online.
The 1,000-mile challenge for BBC Children in Need.
BBC Radio York.
BBC Radio York Sport.
Second half commentary to come of FC Halifax Town against York City to come here on BBC Radio York Sport. But at the break, it's the home side who lead by a goal to nil. Will Harris with a header after just 3 minutes, scoring from a cross from Owen Bray. City have had the ball in the back of the net through Ollie Pearce on the stroke of half-time, but it was ruled out for offside. Let's run you through some of the other half-time scores in today's other early kickoffs, starting in the Championship, where at the break it's Coventry 3, Watford 0. Watford down to 10 men in that one. Ipswich 0, West Bromwich Albion 0, and Portsmouth 0, Stoke 0. Two early kickoffs for you in League One are currently goalless between Bolton and Cardiff City, and Mansfield Town are 1-0 up at home to Wigan. Two early kickoffs in League Two see Cheltenham Town and Walsall goalless at the break, and it's Fleetwood Town 0, Accrington 1 in the other early kickoff in League 2. There is also an early kickoff today further down the footballing pyramid. There's a North Yorkshire derby at Mill Lane between Pickering Town and Tadcaster Albion, and at the moment the Brewers are 1-0 up. Alex Clark with the strike from outside the box, giving Tadcaster Albion the advantage at the break at Mill Lane. Later today in the Northern Counties East League Premier Division, Knaresborough Town are away to Eccles Hill United, and in Division 1 Harrogate Railway welcome struggling Winterton Rangers to Station View, while Selby Town travel to Ilkley Town. So let's get a check on the roads.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I just remember.
And we'll bring you that audio in a second. Let's get a check on the roads. Well, there are queues on the A1 into the roadworks at Wentbridge, currently taking 10 minutes to get you through there at the moment. In York, it's slow on the A19 Fulford Road and Main Street in Fulford, currently a travel time of 10 minutes there. Slow on the A64 between York and Flaxton, currently taking 15 minutes to get through there. In Scarborough, it's slow on the A64 Seymour Road around Queen Margaret's Road, travel time of 10 minutes along there for you. Looking at the public transport network, delays of up to 90 minutes to departures at Leeds Bradford Airport due to an earlier issue with the runway, which had for a time closed the airport, but delays of up to 90 minutes, so check with your operator before, if you're due to fly today. Buses are running instead of trains on Northern between York and Moorthorpe, and between York and Selby, and also between York and Micklefield because of engineering works. Buses are running instead of trains on Northern between York and Knaresborough because of engineering works, and there is no service on Grand Central trains between Sunderland and Doncaster because of engineering work. So that's your travel news for North Yorkshire. Don't forget, if you see a problem out and about on the roads and it's safe and legal to do so, you can let us know about it by calling 0800 111 4849.
BBC Radio York Sport.
Now, for the next couple of minutes, we're going to focus on York City ladies because they return to first team action tomorrow in the FA Cup first round proper. The Minster Bells are facing Leeds Modernians at the University of York Sports Centre in Heslington. Dan Jackson is the new first team management of York City ladies, and he's been telling me that the FA Cup means just as much to them as it does for the men's game. Here's what he had to tell me earlier in the week.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I just remember going back to the last round we played against West Didsbury, and obviously we won that, got put into the first round proper, which is a great achievement. And, you know, you still, when that draw comes out, you still got tingles that are coming up and down your arm and goosebumps, and you just can't wait for it. So it's highly important for the women's game, and even just looking at the financial side of it as well, with the money that's coming in recent seasons, it's so important for clubs to be able to progress, to give them leeway and progress throughout their structure in terms of how they want to operate and how we want to move forward and progress as a club.
Talk me through that encounter with West Didsbury. Where did things go right for you, and how did it kind of transpire?
Well, we've sort of gone into a new shape, so a new formation, a new way of playing. Obviously, I've only just come in a couple of games before that, so from the previous manager to what I'm looking at, it's a different style of football that I'm wanting to try and play. So the pleasing thing for me has been seeing the progress going into that West Didsbury game and seeing the things that we'd worked off in training had come out and put us in a really good position in that game for us to go and dominate it and come out and score a lot of goals and put on a show for the fans that had come and attended.
Yeah, was it 5-1 in the end, just reading, or was it 6-1 in the end?
It was indeed, yeah. I think it was 5-1. Sometimes you lose count, but we had that many chances, and it was a really dominant display. And when we look at the goal scorers, we had Katie Astle, our captain, on there. He's obviously gone and got a hat-trick, which is absolutely amazing. And then a 16-year-old Sophie Bentley had got 2 goals as well. So it's really pleasing for us that we have our experienced players, but we have our young players that have come through our pathway that are going out and still being able to perform at the level we need them to.
Yeah, I'll come on to the makeup of the team in a moment. I just want to look ahead to Leeds Modernians. They play in the 6th tier in the North East Regional Women's Football League South, so that's 2 leagues below you. So I'm guessing you're keen to avoid a giant killing on Sunday then?
Oh, definitely. We can't have a giant killing, that's for sure. I know Mark, who manages Leeds Modernians, will be getting his team up for the fight, and they'll be coming and wanting to prove a point and show that they can play and compete against teams at our level. So it's going to be highly important that we, you know, like some teams might do, is get complacent. We can't afford to do that against Leeds Modernians. It's going to be a tough battle, I know that for sure.
We talked a bit about the similarities with the men's and also the Academy FA Cup in terms of the financial rewards as well. In terms of how that ends up benefiting your club going forward, does that all get kind of put back into the playing side? How does the financial reward for progressing end up sort of benefiting your programme?
Yeah, so it's a bit of everything. It's what's needed at that moment. So, you know, we're wanting to recruit and bring players in. We have quite a few injuries at the moment, so that'd definitely help. And then it's just in terms of the overall structure, in terms of getting staff in, equipment, making sure we've got money, because thankfully we've got some amazing sponsors at the club that financially back us and allow us to be able to go and put teams on and allow us to be able to go and play football. But it still helps with that costs that we need to be able to go and put 11 players out on a pitch, not just for our first team, but when we look at our reserve team as well, and then our development team, to give players opportunities to, you know, want to go and progress and play in the first team. So overall for us as a club structure, it's absolutely massive for that financial reward.
And you spoke earlier about the fact that previous game against West Didsbury, the fact that you had your club captain on the score sheet and also a 16-year-old. Just talk me through the makeup of the squad in terms of experienced players at that level, but also bringing the youth through at the moment as well. I guess it's a mix of everything. And in terms of recruitment, are you recruiting from the local area or the region? How does it all work, Dan?
Yeah, so in terms of our squad and the makeup of our squad, so we have a really experienced spine, and when it's vitally important for me, and I think it's important for a lot of teams. And you look at a lot of teams that have been successful in the past, they have that experience down the middle with the centre-backs, the midfielders, the striker, and then they have those youth players that can play around them. And for those experienced players to be able to go on, and what's really pleasing is they're going out on that pitch and on the training ground, and they're actually telling the young players, this is what you need to be doing better, and showing them. So for our young players in there, it's very good for them to be able to see that, to be able to hear that, and then to be able to put it to practice on a game day.
And you mentioned as well that you've recently obviously come in, having previously coached the club's under-16s and the development teams as well. Has it been a learning curve for you taking the reins as manager, or have you sort of relished that challenge?
I've relished it, to be honest. I think last season we had another manager leave, and I took charge for 2 matches, and I sort of got a little bit of a feeling for it. But to be given the opportunity is absolutely amazing this time around. So you've got to relish it. You've got to embrace every opportunity that you get, and that's how I see it. So it's exactly the same here. Taking everything that I've learned from the 16s, from the development, from any previous clubs I've been at, and just applying everything here. And I think it's been a really promising start in that I'm seeing the difference from when I first came in. I think it's 4 weeks ago now, up until now, there's been a real positive change.
Yeah, when you look at, I guess, the National League Division 1 North, you've got 1 win and 1 draw in the 5 games. But as you said, you've kind of come in and tried to put your own sort of stamp on the team. What's the objective for the Minster Bells in this season?
Well, I don't really want to look at the season as a whole. For us at the moment, it's going to every game and win every game, or try to win every game. That's the most important thing. I think it's for us at the moment to look even 3 or 5 games ahead. It'll just mean we're not putting our full focus and attention into that one game on that Sunday. So that's the main thing for us at the moment. When we look at cups, so like the FA Cup this weekend, for example, obviously we want to go as far as possible. And it'd be absolutely amazing, given the opportunity that we've got on Sunday. And I hate to say it, against a Tier 6 team in Leeds Modernians. But if we can progress in that, again, there's bigger teams that will come in the next round. So not even just the financial reward that we've talked about previously, it's our opportunity to go out and compete against teams at a higher level and show what we're capable of. And I think that's the most exciting thing that's going to be there for us.
That is Dan Jackson, who's the new first-team manager of York City Ladies. They face Leeds Modernians at the University of York Sports Centre in Heslington tomorrow. Gates open at 1 o'clock with kick-off to come at 2 p.m. if you fancy taking in that game tomorrow afternoon in the Women's FA Cup. Right, the teams are almost ready to get back out and underway at the Shea Stadium. Time for second half commentary of FC Halifax Town against York City. And time to hand you back to your commentary team of Ian Dunn. But first, Andy Atkinson.
Thank you very much, Pete. Yes, players back out. Halifax have just joined us. City have been out for a minute or so. And 1 or 2 little player discussions going on as to how to get that ball in that Halifax net. I think that's the bottom line, isn't it, Ian Dunn?
Yes, it is. They're doing everything. They're asking so many questions of this Halifax team, who are a good team, by the way, and they're asking so many questions of them. They're just not quite sealing the deal for me just yet. But you feel the longer this stays 1-0, the more chance York City will break this Halifax defence down and get themselves back into the match.
Yeah,
They deserve it. Yeah,
you look at that first half, and if it had been a boxing match, and a points decision at the end of 45 minutes, City had won it, but they just didn't get the ball in the net. Ollie Pearce at the moment chatting away to referee Richard Aspinall, who ruled out that Pearce goal just before half-time, and various discussions going on up here at half-time as to who was offside, and I think suspicions are that it possibly was Mark Kitchen, who would possibly just run ahead of Alex Newby when he put that shot in. But it is Halifax to start the second half. They're kicking from right to left as we look at things here in the main stand. And Jay Turner-Cook gets us underway. And the ball drilled downfield by Sam Johnston. And it'll buoy City a bit, the fact that he had a couple of little handling errors in that first half, Ian.
He spilled a couple, didn't he? There was a cross that he dropped, and then obviously the Ollie Pearce goal was ruled offside. Yeah, he spilled the initial shot. So, like I say, if you're a striker, attacking player for York City, test the keeper and make sure one of your colleagues follow everything in.
Very remiss of me not to have checked that there were no changes at half-time, but I think we can say safely, having looked round the two sides, that we are as we were in the first half. No interchanges made by either manager. What do you think two managers said at half-time? Stuart Maynard?
I think Stuart Maynard will have been... I would imagine he'd be relatively happy with the way his team have attacked, the way they've set about the game. We're the away team, remember. And we've had an awful lot of the ball, a lot of possession, and it's been dangerous at times. But can you find that clinical edge that are going to bring you back into this match? Because that's the one thing that's been missing from City's attacking plays is sealing the deal, getting the goal, because they've done everything else. They've asked every other question. They just need to get that goal, Andy, for me. But also, I would like to think he's saying to his defence, keep us in this game. We mustn't go gung-ho as such, and don't get caught out on the break, because they're a decent team on the break.
Kitchen comes in field. City probing away again. This ball has spent the majority of the opening couple of minutes of the second half in the Halifax half of the field. Joe Felix, right side the box. Nice bit of trickery. Gets the cross into the far post. Picked up by Newby. Newby trying to turn and get a shot in. Has to go to Kitchen. Kitchen drills the ball low. Here's a chance for Felix. Saved by Sam Johnston. Left-footed shot from Joe Felix from about 7 metres out. And Sam Johnston got down low and just parried it away. And City start the second half very much as they ended the first in the ascendancy, but not able to get that ball in the net.
Again, great football from City. The attacking play from this York City side against Borehamwood, and they carried it on today, is fantastic. Just minus the goal, really, and that was a good save from the keeper, to be fair. But Joe Felix, he was the one that got on the end of that one. Again, it's another chance for City. They're knocking on the door here, Andy. They really are. Yes, I am biased, of course I am, but they deserve a goal. They deserve to get back into this match.
400 appearances under his belt, Sam Johnson, in the Halifax goal, and certainly got down quickly to parry that shot from Joe Felix. And it was good work between Kitchen and particularly Newby to recycle that ball out there. He thought about trying to get the shot in, went to Kitchen. Kitchen put the cross in, provided the opportunity for Felix, and it's Felix again trying to get on the end of a long ball downfield, but beaten this time by Capello, the Halifax left back. Fallowfield, City come forward again through Dan Batty this time. On the edge of the box, goes to Felix again. Another cross from the right side, headed away by Lati Fairweather, and Boateng's going to get pulled up for a push in the back of Imami, the Halifax midfielder. Now, from a Halifax point of view as well, I mean, what do you think Adam Lakeland has said? Will they continue to try and soak up pressure and hit City on the break, do you think, Ian?
I think they've got themselves into a great position getting that early goal, and I think he'll have been happy with the fact that Halifax have caused City a lot of problems on the break. And I think at 1-0 up, tactically, you're probably thinking, we can do what we're doing, sit back in. I personally, I think it could be a dangerous game for Halifax, because City they are looking good in attack. But they lead 1-0, so they hold the cards at the moment. But I'm sure he'll be saying to his side that they need a second. I think his last words as they've come out left the changing room, we need a second here, because this is a good team you're playing against.
Yeah, 6 playing 9th in the National League. Dan Batty again just nicks the ball away from Will Harris, the goal scorer. Harrison Mayle. I come across his brother Ollie Mayle quite often in my connections with amateur boxing. Very, very good young Bridlington boxer.
Yeah, I've heard lots of stuff. We had Henry Wharton as a guest last week, and he'd heard of him and said he's a real up-and-coming potential star. European
champion. 2 really good professional boxers in the making over there at Bridlington, Ollie Mayle and Frankie Thompson. Back to the football, and Dan Batty for the umpteenth time today wins that ball in midfield. Aaron Boateng goes left, goes to Newby. Newby exchange of passes with with Hunt. Newton, he hasn't played for City for a while.
No, he hasn't.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, Andy. Maybe don't use that word name quite so often. Joe Gray's had a good game, He is really looking like the part at the moment. Again, just getting his shot off there.
Yeah, just needs that end product, Ian, doesn't it?
Yeah. You just feel it's team wide today. Just they need that goal. Get themselves back in the match.
So still all City at the moment. All the possession is with York. That's another good ball threaded through to Pearce. Pearce onto Kitchen. Just looking for the offside flag. Turns. First time shot from Alex Hunt, and then back to Felix. Felix knocks the cross, and this ball's pinging around in all directions. Then Boateng from the edge of the box, blocked by a Halifax defender.
You know you're doing something right when the Halifax fans they're groaning at the team. They can feel it like we can feel
Halifax are getting deeper and deeper.
Absolutely,
They're just inviting City on. Here's Gray. Gray puts the cross in. Blocked by Turner Cook, and out for the City corner.
Yeah, it's really impressive play from City. They're just applying the pressure, and Halifax at the moment, they're not quite sure what to do. They almost need to be able to hit us on the break at some point.
City fans now really finding their voice, and you can see the anxiety across Halifax fans' faces as their team continue to try and soak up this continuous pressure. This time Halifax managed to clear the corner, and it's Imami, and here we are. That's that break. Looks for Bray, but good work by Alex Newby. He tracked back and cut that long ball out. Good awareness by the City midfielder.
Yeah, Alex Newby is superb. That, you know, it's not his natural thing isn't to defend like that, but it was superb defensive work from Alex Newby. And you're right, Andy. I mean, City they're applying as much pressure as they possibly can. Halifax at the moment a little bit on the ropes here, to use a boxing analogy.
Yeah, Ollie Pearce there appealing that back pass that Sam Johnson, the Halifax keeper, had handled it outside his box, but I think there was only Ollie Pearce thought he had.
He can see things a little bit differently to others at times, can Ollie? It's his desperation to do well, to win. He wants this club to do well.
Yeah.
Now then,
intercepted pass. Hunt, here's Ollie Pearce, edge of the box, big chance for City, great challenge. I don't have to tell you it is. It's Hobson again.
Wow, what? I mean, it's brilliant attacking play from City. Sort of got the better of a bad pass in the middle of the park, but from that moment onwards, Hunt's ball to Pearce was perfect. Pearce's touch is almost perfect, but Hobson has come from nowhere. He's been absolutely outstanding. He really has.
Misdirected pass it was. Alex Hunt picked it up about 35 out, found Ollie Pearce, and he was just shaping to shoot off that right boot, and then there's a header that goes over the bar from Callum Howe from Dan Batty's corner. And you just wonder how much longer we can go in this game without a York City goal.
Yeah, it probably sounds biased, but it's that one-sided at the moment, Andy. See, you've got to be careful, because Halifax on the break have proven to be dangerous, but I mean, this has been all about York City this afternoon. How they haven't scored is the major question. The major question we'll be asking later on if they weren't to score, because they fully deserve it. They're trying everything.
A little handball out there. I think they've got away with it. It was
Alex Newby.
Yeah, it was Alex Newby. Dabbed the ball down with his hand. Referee didn't see that one. And then two Halifax players getting one another's way. And City with a chance on the edge of the box. Gray! Oh! Looked for all the world as though it was going to go into the far corner of the net, and Sam Johnston just punched it behind.
I can't believe this, Andy. Honestly, they've had so much to the ball, so many opportunities, and if it's not Hobson performing like Van Dijk, it's Sam Johnson performing like Nick Pope. Unbelievable. It truly is.
It's still 1-0
and it's still one that you forget.
Halifax Sound. I'm having to pinch myself when I say that.
You forget that's the scoreline right now. Halifax are winning.
So a latest effort, Joe Gray, and we were right behind it. It looked as though he was going to fly in that far corner till
it's a great
Sam
save,
Johnson got there. Good corner. Johnson got too much underneath it, has to just tip it on. Swung back in by Ollie Pearce, good cross, and headed out for yet another York City corner. Can City make this unrelenting pressure tell out here at the Shea this afternoon in the National League.
There's one coming. There's got to be one coming, Andy. This isn't a nil for
City
York.
fans are trying to vacuum one in. They're all drawing the breath in. Massed behind Sam Johnson's goal.
It's up there for me as one of York City's best attacking performances, at least of this season. Maybe at times last season. This is dominance. Andy. This is a team that fully believe they'll get back in this match, and they're playing. This is a good Halifax side as well.
Yep, Hobson and Howe having a bit of a disagreement. Referee Aspinall sorted it out. Dan Batty swings the ball in. Poor Halifax header, but just about tidied up at the far post by Hobson. And then Alex Newby on the ball. Left side of the box, chance for the cross. Gets the cross in. Nobody there, just drifts out to the far side of the penalty area. And Capello drives the ball downfield. And it is going to be Harrison Mayle, 10 metres outside his box. Flips the ball into Joe Gray, who's completely at the other end of the field at the moment. Good running though, just nicks past the Halifax player. Felix and Fallowfield on the right side.
My word, Fallowfield's got through some.
Felix
what a ball.
Drills a cross in, great ball, low header away. Latty Fairweather it was with the header, and then Pearce on the edge of the box looking for space. Didn't find space for the shot. Goes back to Batty. Batty to Felix again. The umpteenth cross from Felix. Kitchen at the far post. Heads it back across goal. And no City player on the end of it. And hooked away by Capello. And then Will Harris, who's doing a lone job up front for Halifax, manages to hold the ball up and win. Halifax are throwing, and just look at this. They need a breather.
This is
Ian Dunn. Look at the time they're taking over this throw-in here.
Yeah, they know what they have to do. They are hanging on here. York City, this has been relentless. Relentless. I can't, how that City haven't scored is beyond belief.
Yeah,
but fair play to Halifax. They're getting things right. The defensively, they have. Well, they've performed miracles, to be honest, at times.
And I think they're hanging on by the skin of the teeth.
Yeah.
They really are. You look at some of the, some of the balls that are skipping about in that area. But here's Latty Fairweather, puts the cross in, chance. And if that's not offside, it's offside. It's been ruled out. It's been ruled out by the linesman. He had a long think about that. It was Latty Fairweather's shot. It was saved by Harrison Mayle. I think it was Jay Cook that tried to force the ball in, and it ricocheted off Will Harris and ended up in the net. But Will Harris was only a metre out from the goal when it struck him. And I had a long look at the linesman, and he was thinking about it for 20 seconds or so before he raised that flag, Ian Dunn.
Yeah, it would have been heartbreaking for them to score the next goal. Absolutely heartbreaking, because City have totally dominated this second half in particular. But it just shows you how dangerous Halifax can be, because they got in behind City's defence with speed, with pace, with precision.
Here comes City again.
Oh, it's another corner.
And Joe Gray, and yet another corner. Joe Gray put in there by Joe Felix. It was Felix to Gray, and he tried to put the cross in and blocked by a Halifax defender. You can't take your eyes off it for a moment. What a game.
There's one coming. Having seen Halifax break, you just don't know which end it's going to be at.
And the corner comes in, headed away, close to the goal line, ball's loose. Pearce knocked over, and then the shot from Callum Howe, and a header by Kitchen, saved by Sam Johnston. It's frantic, frenetic action. It really is. That Halifax penalty area in this second half, it's been like Piccadilly Circus. There's Capello. Good work by Joe Gray again. Gray to Hunt. Amami pushes him off the ball. He was a little bit lucky to get away with that one, was Alex Hunt. Again, just a little bit lightweight in the challenge.
They usually go flying onto the ground as well to make sure the referee gives them the free kick. Maybe on that occasion, Alex Hunt, but the referee's been right. I think it probably was a free kick.
Yep,
he's
just about.
Spot on. And they couldn't not give that offside, could they, for their goal, after having disallowed York City's in the first half.
Batty, Joe Felix couldn't control that ball, knocked away from him by Capello, and then a good block by Jay Cook, I think it was. It was indeed Jay Cook. Jamie Cook.
What a sight, Andy. If you look to your right there, the City fans are across from us as well. Got family in there myself this afternoon. They'll be enjoying this performance. They must feel there's something coming, as we do, because they're seeing it coming right at them behind that goal.
Yep, about an hour to go. It's still 1-0 to FC Halifax Town. Somehow.
I wish there was an hour to go, Andy.
Sorry, an hour gone, half an hour to go. Ball out to Felix on the right side, tight to the right touchline, cuts back inside on his left foot, drills a shot in, blocked by Jevon Mills, and then Batty takes over, goes left side. Kitchen back to Batty to Boateng. They're going to go Kitchen again, tight to that left touchline. Dan Batty, 25 out, is going to put the shot in, drills a shot just wide of the right hand post.
Wow. Dan Batty doesn't often hit the target, hit the back of the net, to be honest. Andy, so that would have been a nice little goal for him there. I don't think it was too far away either.
Noticeable that Halifax gave him space. They didn't really close him down. He was able to advance to what he thought was a good shooting distance.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't
put it wide.
They wouldn't expect him to take that on, possibly, having watched him. He's a very good sort of holding centre midfielder. He doesn't often get shots off, but he's proven there he's got a shot on him. He maybe wants to try it a bit more often.
It is still 1-0. You are listening to BBC Radio York, BBC Radio York Sport. Just Saturday morning and afternoon sport today.
Just seeing a lot of movement down there, Andy. Sorry for interrupting there, but there's
on the bench.
The bench. There's 3 kits, Paul.
Kitchen comes across field, tries to put that ball, ricochets forward, big chance now for Alex Hunt, tries to place it, and straight at Sam Johnson. Again, that Alex Hunt, sometimes you just wish he would lash his foot through the ball.
He's tried to be too precise, too nice, and when you get them wrong, it becomes a bit of a p-roller into the keeper's arms. Which is what happened there. Again, that's another. It's got to go down as another chance for York City.
Yeah, it's a case of. The referee got that one wrong again because Joe Felix headed the ball onto his hands and the referee said it was his head. Long ball forward. City scored from this. Some unhappy Halifax fans, but ball drifts forward and they're going to be changes now for York City. Josh Stones, Ollie Banks. Who's the other one?
Fagan Walcott.
Yeah, it is. Malachi Fagan Walcott. Ryan Fallowfield comes off for Walcott.
Callum Howe and Fallowfield gone off. Is that right?
Looks like it to me.
No, Callum Howe's coming across for Walters. Sorry, I just suddenly saw him walking across. Thought, what are you doing?
Yeah, Josh Stones trying to just make sense of these changes. Looks as though it's Josh Stones for Alex Hunt.
Yeah, well, it'll be Banks. Banks is coming on for Felix has gone off. Alex Hunt has gone off, and Ryan Fallowfield have gone off.
Yeah, Ollie Banks for Joe Felix. So those are the 3 changes for York City. And I was just wondering whether Stuart Maynard, because of the pressure City have had, whether he would stick or twist, but he's decided to twist, Ian.
It's the devil you do, the devil you don't sort of thing, isn't it? Do I make a change or do I not? Do we go for it?
They were playing well enough not to change it. But if it finished 1-0, then it would,
Exactly, yeah.
He'd be right in the crosshairs. So changes coming for Halifax too. So it is going to be Adatoro and Devonport. I think Devonport, who's on loan from Fleetwood, and Bray coming off. So it's Devonport for Bray. And the other one is Adatoro. And it remains to be seen quite who departs for Halifax. Still some discussions going on. Adatoro's gone out there. I
mean, it's very attacking changes from Stuart Maynard. He what he's seen so far, he must be confident his team can get back in this match. But to bring Banks and Stones on up there, that is a signal of intent. I'm sure Halifax will be looking at that and thinking, that's two really good attacking players coming on.
Yep. So we restart. Sam Johnson with the long ball downfield, won by Callum Howe. Mark Kitchen halfway into the City half of the field. Still FC Halifax Town 1, York City 0. Here's Ollie Banks, first touch of the game, ships the ball onto Joe Gray, tight to the right touchline, skips past Capello, onto the edge of the box, delivers the cross early. Batty's going to pick that up on the edge of the box, he does. Josh Stone's beaten by Hobson. And then Boateng, Banks playing on the right side of midfield. Tall, rangy player.
Yeah, he just had what a ball.
A nice little ball into Batty, and good running from Batty, and then whips a beautiful cross in. And it was Ollie Pearce with the header, but straight once more into the hands of Sam Johnson. Didn't really get enough on it, it was just a glancing header.
Yeah, great football again from City. Batty bursting forward to the byline then and putting a lovely cross in, and you're right, just didn't get the connection, did he, Ollie Pearce?
Has had an exceptional game, Dan Batty.
He really has. I can't find fault with any City players, to be honest, but Batty has shone. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, that had to be a free kick. That was Sean Hobson, the big central defender, straight through the back of Ollie Pearce on halfway. Here's Malachi Fagan-Walcott, the former Cardiff City player. Joel Gray under pressure from Capello, gets the ball back into Batty again. And Batty utilising the left side this time. Kitchen, ball shipped onto Newby. Newby cuts back onto his right foot, chips the ball in towards the far post, towards Josh Stones. But Stones beaten to the ball in the air. And Sam Johnson, and it is definitely Halifax looking to get the sucker punch on the break that would tie the game up now, Ian Dunn.
Yeah, but City performing so well defensively now as well. They know they've got to throw bodies forward, but Halifax aren't getting free that often, are they? City are managing them quite well.
Fagan-Walcott getting a long way forward, down in the right wing berth there, but can't get the cross in. But
Halifax can't get out. They can't get out.
No, Ollie Banks, and then Batty to Gray, tight to this right touchline, back to Banks, chance to put a decent ball in, makes a little bit of progression, but then doesn't get the angle on the cross, and it's straight in at the hands of the Halifax goalkeeper.
Josh Stones. What's he doing?
Josh Stones,
I think he slipped.
He did slip. I'm hoping this isn't going to be a yellow card for Josh Stones. He slipped on the turf as he went to try and challenge Sam Johnson, the Halifax keeper, and slithered straight onto him, and it was like a sliding tackle that was an inadvertent sliding tackle. It looked pretty bad if you glanced at it at the last moment. Yeah,
you'd call it a striker's tackle, but I don't think he even meant it. He's just lost his footing and gone through the keeper.
Thankfully, referee Richard Aspinall has seen sense in that one and just awarded Halifax the free kick.
Yeah. The keeper's done quite well for him there. He could have made a meal of it and he didn't really. So
I hate to point it out, Ian Dunn, but we are heading into last season territory here. Can City pull out two goals late in the game?
I'm not sure I can handle that again. I'm not sure these Halifax Town fans around us could handle it either, but I'll take it. Don't get me wrong, Andy. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, late drama in both games. The one at the LNER as well. Halifax took that very early 2-0 lead. And
you actually make a good point. That will be playing on Halifax minds and the fans. They might just start getting nervous. City's got to keep knocking on the door.
Newby, Boateng, edge of the box again. Batty, right side of the box. Puts the cross in, lovely angle on the cross. Hobson beats Pearce at the far post, heads the ball out for a throw-in on the far side.
That's a few times the ball's been whipped in from this right-hand side, Andy. We haven't got a striker to get across the defender. They're almost giving themselves the challenge of beating the defender, and Hobson, he's been outstanding today. You're not going to beat him in the air, so you've got to try and get across him.
Here's Newby, good trickery from Newby. Cross comes in, headed out by Mills to the edge of the box. Batty, strange little overhead kick sort of a pass, aimed for Ollie Banks, didn't reach him. but made. They've given the ball to. Changed his mind. Originally, the throw-in was given to York City, and then the official changed his mind. Stuart Maynard's absolutely in the fourth official's face down here on the touchline.
It's because Gray took it 10 yards, but back. So he wasn't trying to steal yards, he's took it back. But I actually think the referee realised there was a mistake initially. It should have been Halifax's throw-in anyway.
Yeah.
So it's an easy one to give.
Boateng with Harris all over him, but decent control from Hiram Boateng, the former Mansfield and MK Dons player. Boateng onto the ball again. City trying to push, thread little passes between Ollie Pearce and Ollie Banks, but little exchange of words between them.
Yeah,
almost came off.
Almost a little bit too intricate in that 18-yard box, but it's how City play. It's how they've looked dangerous at times.
It's how Ollie Banks plays as well, isn't it? You know, it's very much in his nature. That's a good header from Pearce. Stones against Mills, left side of the box. Mills gets the block in. It is a corner. Josh Stones threatening.
Yeah, he didn't have it under control, did he? He never really had the ball under control there, Josh Stones. He couldn't get. I don't know if there's a bobble out there or not, but he just kept bobbling in front of him and he couldn't get his shot off. But he's won his side of corner. Good running from Josh Stones there.
Something in the region of 18 minutes left for City to pull this one out of the fire, as they did last season. But 2 goals needed. Fagan Walcott went up for the header, and one of the Halifax players has gone down with a knock. I think it's Devon Port who's gone down. Halifax tried to come clear, and Halifax player will get some attention now in his own 6-yard box. And just looking to see if there's any more signs of interchange on the City bench. Most of the players coming across, taking the opportunity to get a drink and a breather.
And listen to Stuart Maynard. He'll have plenty to tell them, plenty to inform them. Howard still with 18 minutes.
Yeah, we've had
an element of patience is still required here.
28 minutes of this second half. How many times has Harrison Mail touched the ball?
Do you know, I've got neck ache looking right, so yeah, I don't think I've hardly have to look at Harrison Mail's goal. To be honest, York City have been that dominant. Twice
I think, just to knock the ball forward.
Yeah.
That's the amount of times the York City keeper has been in this game in the second half. It's been one-way traffic, but it's still 1-0 to Halifax.
It's astonishing that is the scoreline. What do you say, Andy? 18-20 minutes left?
Yep, I reckon.
Yeah. I mean, City don't want to leave it too late, but do not let the next goal in, because there's still so much to play for here.
Once that anxiety kicks in with City, though, they'll push and there's always a possibility of being open at the back, but we'll hope that's not the case.
It's just football. It's human nature, isn't it, as well? Because those York City players out there, they know they should be winning this game. Never mind drawing it. Yeah, but they're not. But
let's face it, Ian. If it finishes this score, some of these City lads are going to be sat at home tonight thinking,
what happened?
How did we manage to come away with nothing down there?
Yeah, I mean, you get, sometimes you get days like this, but this isn't over yet.
Newby, left side, cross comes in. Ollie Pearce finds a bit of space for that left foot. Ball loops up off a Halifax player. Big shower handball from the City fans. Ball back to Fagan Walcott on the edge of the box. Gray, Banks, corner, put in to the far side of the box, then an attempted overhead kick from Malachi Fagan Walcott that goes wide of the post.
Yeah, looked good. Nowhere near. Fortunately.
No, the idea was good.
Yeah. And City, the other thing as well, they mustn't get too down that they haven't scored yet. They've got to keep doing what they're doing. That's all they can do. Keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully get a little bit of better look in front of goal, or create that chance that is a bit more clear. But they've just got to keep going. That's what winners do. Champions do that. They keep going until they find the answer.
Sean Hobson knows where the big threat is, because he's never been far away from Ollie Pearce all this second half.
He's man of the match. He's man of the match. Bar none, isn't he? For Halifax, certainly. He's been superb. Yeah, I'd be amazed if anyone else in the Halifax team is anywhere close to that award, if the award won at the end of the game.
City sweep forward again. Harrison Mills had his third touch of the half. It's Kitchen, left side, deep in the Halifax half again. Headed out by Capello at the far post. Boateng running onto the ball. Just couldn't quite nick it away from the Halifax players as my team sheet departs. On the wind. So something in the region of 15 left. And I say something in the region completely unconfirmed.
Have you not found the digital scoreboard yet, Andy?
No, I keep looking.
Maybe that'll be next on the list of purchases for the club. Oh,
a little clip by Capello then on Joe Gray as he tried to put a little trick on him, tight to the right touchline, took his legs away.
He's been superb as well, Joe Gray, today, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's
really
had a good game, yeah.
Yeah. I'm struggling, it's quite clear who Halifax is man of the match. I'd be struggling to choose one for York because they've all been up there.
Joe Gray there, little makes pass into Ollie Banks. Ollie Banks looks for the cross, good cross. Kitchen nods it back in, and you're not going to get away with that. Ollie Pearce clatters into Sam Johnson as he took the ball out the air, goes back and apologises, looks at the assistant on the near side here, throws his arms up. Yeah, it's an interesting aspect looking at the game through Ollie Pearce's eyes. Are all strikers the same, Ian? Are they all eternal optimists?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, and he is. He will go to he will go to the very end, Ollie Pearce. He's just got it built in, born with it. Absolute credit he is.
And strong work again from Callum Howe, not particularly appreciated by the Halifax fans, but he won City the ball. Ball promoted forward towards Josh Stones, but again, ball just eluding him. Malachi Fagan-Walcott picking up the pieces in the City half of the field. Kitchen once more, that rangy gait as he goes forward, still going forward. Goes into that left wing position, looks for the cross, another good cross. But headed out by Adatoro in the Halifax defence. And an effort there by Ollie Banks that just creeps past the left-hand post of Halifax with, I think possibly, in fairness, Sam Johnson had the ball covered.
Yeah, again,
and another change coming. It's Josh Jenkins, I think, that's coming on, the former Leeds United Academy player. Also played at Garforth Town in his junior days.
Again, good play by Kitchen. Andy over there on the left-hand side. Good crosses in.
Yep.
And City, what they mustn't do as well, and I'm full of advice from here, aren't it? It's easy from here, but they mustn't feel like they've tried everything. They mustn't feel like, we've tried everything and nothing's worked, and then start losing that belief in themselves. They're not showing signs of that just now, but going into this last 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, Halifax will be aware that City should be back in this match. Halifax will be aware of what happened last season. The fans in this place, they'll be aware of what happened this season. Let's take advantage of it.
And the clearance from the goal kick by Sam Johnson, just skipping off Angelo Capello's head, and out for the York City throw-in. Boateng under pressure from Devonport, going back towards his own goal. Has to go back to Harrison Mail. Mail in the shadow of the stand there to Kitchen. City driven back for once, but making their way forward again. Ollie Pearce just has the ball whipped off his toes. Now for the York City throw-in just in the Halifax half of the field. Batty again, attempting to drive the Minster men forward. Gray cuts in field, drops the ball off into Batty. Batty to Kitchen. Kitchen on to Newby again. Into the box on the left side. Little trick, and then chips the ball in, headed out by Mills. And then Hugill just puts a little bit more distance between Hiram Boateng and the Halifax goal. But City sweep back again. Kitchen looks to put the cross in out for the umpteenth corner in this second half. I haven't been keeping a check of them, but we must be in double figures in this second half here.
You'd run out of ink writing them down. I have no idea. There's been a lot of corners, a lot of pressure from York City, and I keep saying it. They deserve, this performance deserves a goal at least.
Another corner Dan Batty. And Malachi Fagan Walcott gets the header, but no downward impetus on it. The ball just loops up over the crossbar, and it remains 1-0.
Yeah, never looked to have conviction that was going in the back of the net there, unfortunately, Malachi, and it was almost a free header. I say free headers, there's bodies in the box, obviously.
Don't forget, you can get in touch. You can tweet us at BBC York Sport, text us, start your message with the word York, 81333. Or if you want to use the WhatsApp, again, you have to start your message with the word York, 08321 333. It'd be great to hear your thoughts on what, up to now, with around about 10 minutes to go, has been an immensely frustrating afternoon for York City. And I think not for the wrong reasons either, because they've played so very well, but just not managed to get the ball. Well, they've had the ball in the Halifax net once, but it was chalked off. Newby again threatening the right side of that Halifax defence. Ball into Pearce, slipped into Pearce to Kitchen with a cross back towards Banks, couldn't get any head on it, and the ball continues out onto the right side where it's picked up by Joe Gray. Little overlapping run from Batty, but he chooses to chip the ball in where it's cleared by a Halifax defender. Another blue shirt gets there first. Newby again. Kitchen, another cross. Pearce with his back to goal, couldn't get anything on it. The ball shipped up to Harris on halfway. Tracked by Callum Howe. Callum Howe gets a foot in. Harris has to go back. Halifax have to retreat. And Jenkins trying to knock the ball down the line. Intercepted by Boateng. Ball goes out for the Halifax throw, and they'll be in no hurry to take this, Ian Dunn.
No, they'll want to slow this game right down now. Like I say, they're going into this final 10-11 minutes. They know what can happen. They know what York City are capable of. They'll want to quieten City down a little bit.
Officially, I think about 7 and then add-ons.
Oh, is it only 7 now? I'm losing time. I want more time.
So, Halifax come forward again. Devonport on the left side. Ball goes out for a goal kick. Came off Devonport last. And City will want to get this going. That ball was rolling. That's going to have to come back. Harrison Mail, you know that as well as I do.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Do it right.
A few more seconds eaten up in the Halifax cause as they try to hang on manfully to that 4th minute goal scored by number 9 Will Harris. City come forward again at pace this time. Kitchen with a cross, rattles off another set of Halifax shins.
There's a shock.
And out for another corner.
Another corner.
Jenkins it was with the block.
And Dan Batty going over. It looks like he's in a take it off Newby here, isn't it?
Yeah, Newby was going to take it. Dan Batty's raced across as City have 4 men in a little gaggle on the edge of the box at the far post, including Callum Howe. Ollie Banks having his shirt pulled. Again, Sam Johnson dropped the ball, and City have scored, and it is that man, Ollie Pearce, 10th goal of the season. We talked about it at half-time, Sam Johnson is handling, and this time it's been Halifax's undoing. Halifax all protesting at referee Aspinall, wanting a word with him. They think there was an offence. Aspinall, the referee, has told them that the goal stands. Sam Johnson, the Halifax keeper, saying that he had his arm pulled, but the ball dropped loose, and Ollie Pearce rattled it into the net from 5 metres out, and City finally have got that goal their efforts have deserved. Ian Dunn.
I'm sitting here quite smug, Andy, to be honest, because there was no way York City weren't scoring today. Honestly, they've played so well. The least they deserve is this scoreline. The least. And there's still time, Andy. There's still time to revisit last season here because York City are in the ascendancy. They've played superbly well. They should be out of sight. That they're not is a miracle for Halifax. And that's been coming.
It has indeed. Just desserts, you'd have to say, on the run of play. You'd have to have a look at it again to see whether there was any foundation in Halifax protests, but
it was a semi-protest, wasn't it? I think I didn't see too much.
What is it? They say, look at the scoreboard, 1-1.
Yep.
And City coming forward again through Malachi Fagan Walcott, but it's going to be a Halifax throw.
This isn't over, Andy. This isn't over. I think we're going into last season territory here.
Certainly are.
And City will believe it. Those fans will believe it. The fans around here are thinking it. Can City do it again?
You look at the game overall, Ian, there's been so few stoppages in the game.
Yeah, good point.
It'd be interesting to see what Richard Aspinall adds on.
Yeah, well, hopefully for York City they get a few minutes out of this.
Stuart Maynard very, very animated down here on the touchline now as City come forward again through Alex Newby on that left side. In gardening terms, he's been perennial in this second half. The amount of ball he's seen, that's going to be possibly a free kick to Halifax. No, not awarded. Ball cleared. Dan Batting tidies up. And then Joe Gray under pressure from Capello slips the ball into Banks. Nice return ball if Gray can get there. Capello with a good challenge and a brave challenge. If he got that wrong, Ian, that was a penalty.
Yeah, great tackle.
And then Jenkins gives the ball away in midfield for Halifax and allows City to come forward again. Newby very, very direct, and then eases the pass into Kitchen. Can he get the cross? He does get the cross to the far post over the top of Josh Stones, picked up by Joe Gray. Gray turns, exchange of passes with Banks, prods the ball into Dan Batty.
What a ball!
To the far post! It's there! It's Mark Kitchen! He's offside! The linesman's flag has gone up again. It was a superb ball from Ollie Banks, and Mark Kitchen headed in at the far post, but he was offside, and it remains 1-1.
He's right. I think he was offside. I think it's clear. Kitchen not arguing too much. Again, City applying the pressure. You're just praying there's a few minutes extra here because there's only one. I don't want commentators curse it. At the moment, York City look like the team that are going to snatch this win.
They do indeed.
I shouldn't have said that, should I?
You saw that cross go in here, and the amount of free space that Mark Kitchen had, you sort of did immediately think, I wonder if he's onside.
Yeah.
And then the linesman's flag went up just to confirm that it was going to be wiped off.
He's hurt himself.
City with all the momentum at the moment. Josh Stones battling for the ball, still battling for the ball.
Kitchen is hobbling, Andy, over there. I don't know what he's done.
And then Adatoro gets the body check from Josh Stones, which absolutely flattened him.
Yeah, Josh Stones maybe didn't need to use his strength there. Overexerting, overusing his strength.
Yeah.
He's a big lad.
So Halifax in possession. Hobson, their man of the match, head and shoulders. They work the ball out to Capello. Capello under pressure from Gray and Banks. Good work from the two of them.
Yeah, City winning every second ball now.
Turn the ball over, but then it's not the best of passes from Malachi Fagan Walcott, but Callum Howe does a great job nodding the ball forward. And suddenly Halifax have just managed to ease that pressure a little bit. Good work by Alex Newby. Tight to that left touchline, comes forward. Gets the ball into Stones. Bit of hold-up play needed. Nice ball.
It's good.
Newby's continued his run. That's great running. And then finds Joe Gray, right side of the box. A jink one way, jink the other way. It's and saved. Ollie Banks got a right foot on it, and somehow Sam Johnston parried the ball.
Oh my word.
Great work initially by Newby. Then Gray, and then Banks with the flick at the ball as it came into the box.
Brilliant football, and there's a Kitchen is coming off, and he's hobbling. I've just noticed it's Ben Brooks that's coming on now. Ben Brooks has got a long throw in, and he's going straight to the ball. He's going to take this throw in, and he's going to launch this into that box. And Stuart Maynard was screaming at Callum Howe to bomb forward, get up there, test this Halifax defence, put pressure on them, see what they're made of.
So, what will Ben Brooks deliver? Here's a long throw.
It's big.
It's in the box. Big challenge in the air. Josh Stones wins the ball on the floor. Goes back to Brooks. Brooks puts the pass in. Chance saved by Johnson. Malachi Fagan Walcott, I think, on the end of it, Ian.
Yeah, him or Howe.
Again, just a glancing header, and Johnson makes a save.
Yeah, it's a good save. He was never. Yeah, it was one he should make. To be honest, there wasn't enough possession on the header. But again, City. Oh my God! I mean, they're banging at the door. They're trying to crash it down.
Halifax just trying to take the pressure off. Capello finds a bit of space, gets the ball infield to Jenkins. Jenkins to Hugill. Hugill on to Turner Cook. And the Halifax fans find their voices. Across comes in Brooks with the block. Runs the ball out towards the touchline on the far side. Knocks the ball out, but it's going to be picked up by Hobson. Hobson for Halifax recycles offside. Yeah, offside all day. Jenkins didn't ever get himself back onside. And a reprieve there for City, who were just coming under a bit of pressure, Ian Dunn.
Yeah, they were, and you just going through my head was, the opposite of last season. Could Halifax go and nick it? But I mean, that'd be totally unjust, to be honest. It's York again on the attack here.
Yeah, there's referee playing advantage there. City player went down in midfield, but it's Joe Gray right side the box, crossing. Ooh, had to be so careful there. Sean Hobson at the far post headed the ball behind his own goal, and
that was like Halifax's goal. The lads whipped it in, and there was a header on the end of it. There was no City players in the 6-yard box at that point. It was a lovely ball in, but it was that dangerous. It's caused mayhem in that Halifax defence, and they give a corner away here.
Yeah, if Hobson had got that wrong, he was in the scoring column, the wrong scoring column. Here comes the corner, headed out by Devonport. Newby picks the ball up. I keep looking to see whether I can see that. See whether I can see the board for adding on time. Not seen it yet. Some push and shove, but Ollie Banks has got the ball.
It's coming.
Big cross, good cross. Hobson first there.
That's a foul?
Then that's going to be a foul. Foul for City.
Oh, I tell you what.
Free
Ollie
kick
Banks.
for City. Capello on Gray.
There's going to be an Ollie. A battle of the Ollies here for this free kick, There's Pearce and Banks standing over it.
This is 6 or 7 metres outside the penalty area, just on the right side. Right side of the D, and in the...
It's nervy. It's nervy because City deserve it. Can they do it again? Can they come to Halifax and win 2-1?
4 minutes of additional time, I'm told.
My word. There's a lot of tension in this stadium right now.
There is.
For
City fans
reasons.
trying to will this ball into the net at their end. Dan Batty stood over the ball. Ben Brooks is the other one who's there. No, Alex Hunt to try and put this in the top corner. Batty and Brooks going to combine.
There's a big space. That keeper has left a big space.
4 men in the wall. Batty to the far post. Callum Howe heads it back across the middle. Ball goes loose. Newby. Ball pings around all over the place. Cleared out. And Gray goes left side. Callum Howe still out there. Ollie Banks to Callum Howe again. Still Ollie Banks.
Don't lose it.
Ball back to Ben Brooks. Will anybody chance the shot? Newby to Batty. Out left side. Ollie Banks, great cross. Headed away by Mills, but still a chance. Stones puts his foot through the ball, and then the back header from possibly Ollie Pearce that clears the crossbar.
Was it Callum Howe got the last header? The ball's come out to Batty. He's missed it into the ground. It's bounced up, and I think Howe's tried to help it on, and it skimmed the top of the crossbar. Oh my word.
We better give you the score. It is still FC Halifax Town 1 at York City 1. That equalising goal from Ollie Pearce on 76 minutes. And there is the full-time whistle. What a game. What a game. Hard to believe that York City haven't got the win here today. Certainly, if it had been a boxing match, it would have been stopped by the referee. But there it is. They've had all the pressure. They've had all the chances. But they just have that one goal to show for their efforts to equalise FC Halifax Town's 4th minute goal from Will Harris. And it was Ollie Pearce who got the goal, and it was a Sam Johnson error. Halifax disputed the goal. It was dropped by the keeper, and Ollie Pearce swept it home. But that goal apart, when you look at the chances that York City had in that game, but just not able to score any more than once, and it's finished 1 apiece. I've got Ian Dunn at the side of me. Just Ian.
Well, there's a Halifax fan just stopped me there and said how well York City played. He said he can't believe he didn't win it, and and that sums it up for me. I think there won't be anyone in this stadium that doesn't think York City should have won that match. But fair play to Halifax. They dug in. For them, it's a battling performance. But for me, let's talk about York City. For me, that was a performance of winners. That was a team. Yeah, that sounds crazy when I'm just drawing 1-1. But that to me is a team that feel they're going to win matches. They played with supreme confidence, supreme ability, the athleticism, the chances they created. I mean, crikey, I have no idea. You've gone through 3 pages of your notebook there,
and I never do.
It's unheard. It's incredible.
Footy games, I never do, Ian, but
absolutely.
It's just one after another. You look down it here from minute 46 in that second half, and it was just it was complete domination by York City. Felix shot, Pearce into the box, shot blocked, Gray saved by Johnson, tipped round the post, Kitchen header across goal, no one on the end of it, Batty just wide of the right hand post, Hunt placed his shot wide from the edge of the box. It just goes on and on and on.
It was phenomenal. It really was. To say it was 1-1 is unbelievable. Sometimes you've got to take so many more positives out of not winning points than not. And for me, like I say, it sounds crazy to say, if you know, you know. It was 1-1, but that was a team of winners right out there. They battled away. They kept knocking on the door. They play like that between now and the end of the season, Andy, and this team will have no problems threatening the top of the table, the very top of the table, because that was a supreme performance at times. That it didn't go in, that it wasn't 4-1. It's beyond belief, to be honest. It really was, and they've got to take so much heart from that performance and take it into the next games coming up, because, like I say, that is a performance of winners right there. It really is, and they'll win a lot more games than they lose if they play like that. They really will. Yeah, I don't know who to pick as man of the match.
I'll let you think about it a moment. The City have been across and applauded the fans over on the far side, but you look at this Halifax side, they've been on a good run, and they've been battered today. They've been very, very second best in this contest, but they've got a point. They've come away with a point, and they've clung on and clung on and clung on, and that's all they were doing at the end there.
I think you summed it up right there. Absolutely spot on, Andy. That is a good Halifax team, a team that's been doing really well. And they've been made to look absolute second-raters, particularly in the second half, but most of the first half as well, if we're to be brutally honest. That second half performance really put Halifax into place that they didn't want it to be. They were made to look very, very, very average. But, fair play to them. They hung on in there. Hobson was outstanding. You need, from Halifax's point of view, you need players like that that are going to save you. And without him today, we win that 3-4-1.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But no, that was there's not. I can't. Other than not winning the match, and maybe conceding so early on, there's not many negatives to take from that game.
Yeah. Man of the match.
I have no idea. I have no idea. They were all playing so well. No idea, Andy. I'm not even going there.
Right. Well, certainly for Halifax, I think we agree that it was Sean Hobson. But, I mean, there were any number of candidates for City, weren't there?
It's one of those games you get to the goal scorer, don't you?
Newby, Callum Howe, Dan Batty, I think, is the one stand out for me. Joe Gray was another one who had a superb game.
The list, it's, the whole team performance. That was a true team performance. They showed a lot of attributes, a lot of really good attributes that will catapult this team. It really will.
Yep.
They've got to go away tonight. Not thinking that's 2 points lost, because we haven't lost the 2 points. We never had them, but more along the lines of, we play like that, we're going to beat most of the teams in this league, if not all of them, playing like that.
Yeah.
Other days we score 3 or 4 handsomely.
And they'll look to throw a challenge at Barnsley in the FA Cup next week, won't they?
Of course they will. And I tell you what, you'll take a performance like this next week, because if you play like that against anybody, you're going to give them a game. And if they go to Barnsley with that attitude and that belief, Barnsley could be in for a little bit of a shock. They really could. And Barnsley are a good team as well, not knocking them. But this York City side, as a team, as a unit, are playing so well and for each other as well. Out there, they're working so hard for each other. There's no one out there, no prima donnas, no one slacking. They're all putting it in, and the performance there showed that this, as a team unit, as a group, is a fantastic one. I genuinely take more heart. So, we haven't won today. I take a lot of heart from that 1-all and the 2-all against Boreham Wood. The performances have been superb, and that's. I think every City fan would agree. You play like this, you're going to do well.
Yeah, there you are. Ian Dunn on the side of me today. I think Ian's enjoyed that game today.
I have, and I've enjoyed having you, Andy. It's been fantastic. The cake, Andy brought some cake. He set the standards here, Pete. He really has. The cake is superb, so I'll be having a word with Mr. Ward when he gets back.
He set the standards for next time. Thank you very much to Ian, and thank you very much to Andy. Reaction to come then from the Shea Stadium shortly, where it's finished today. FC Halifax Town 1, York City 1. Cake or no cake, everyone's had a decent outing there in West Yorkshire. A reminder, Will Harris with the header after just 3 minutes, scoring from across from Owen Bray. City had 2 goals ruled out for offside, but eventually got the equaliser through Ollie Pearce, although, as Andy and Ian have been saying, it arguably could have been more.
Harrison Bale, and then Bray on the ball again. Formerly with the Leeds United Academy, great cross, and it's a goal. And Halifax are on the board early, and it's Will Harris. Newby cuts in, shoots.
Oh, here we go.
Lost, chance here, City, and it's Ollie Pearce. But there is a flag up for offside. Ollie Banks having his shirt pulled. Again, Sam Johnson dropped the ball, and City have scored. And it is that man, Ollie Pearce, 10th goal of the season. Batty.
Oh, what a ball!
The far post. It's there. It's Mark Kitchen. He's offside. The linesman's flag has gone up again.
And that is how it finished. York City remain 6th in the National League. We'll have live reaction from manager Stuart Maynard shortly. It will also be available online via the York City BBC Sounds Club feed page. Just go to the BBC Sounds app. If you haven't subscribed, do, and you'll never miss an interview. You'll also get a notification when a new clip or an interview is published. Elsewhere today, further down the footballing pyramid in the North Yorkshire derby at Mill Lane, it finished Pickering Town 0, Tadcaster Albion 3. Right, let's get a check on the roads, where there are the usual queues on the A1 into the roadworks at Wembridge. In York, there are queues on the York Outer Ring Road at the Haxby Road roundabout, taking 15 minutes to get through there at the moment. Also slow on the A19 Fulford Road and Main Street in Fulford, and there are queues on the A64 between York and Flaxton, taking 15 minutes to get through there. On public transport, delays of up to 90 minutes to departures at Leeds Bradford Airport after an earlier issue with the runway. Some delays and some cancellations on northern trains between Skipton and Carlisle because of problems with the signalling. Buses are running instead of trains on northern between York and Knaresborough because of engineering works, and buses are also running instead of trains on LNER trains between Doncaster and Northallerton, between Doncaster and Darlington, and also between Wakefield, Westgate and York because of engineering work. So that's your travel news for North Yorkshire. Don't forget, if you see a problem on the roads and it's safe and legal to do so, you can let us know about it by calling 0800 111 4849. But we're not done for today. Still another 2 live commentaries for you this afternoon here on BBC Radio York Sport.
BBC Radio York Sport. Every game live and getting you closer to your club.